to laugh. As Home-Based Entertainment presents Caribbean Comedy Fest.
John?
Yeah? Sunday, August 14th, Grenada National Stadium, featuring the region's most laughable characters. From Trinidad, Larry Joseph.
Listen, darling, I never question your fidelity, you know.
Dolores Alexander.
I'll just drink some water.
You ain't hear the proper English. Water.
And Alan, the Entertainer. From St. Vincent, Morris Horn. And from Barbados, the duo Rum and Coke. Also featuring our very own, the African Man, Kareem Alexis, Prince Charlton, and King Dre. And hosted by Senator. Get your early bird $50 tickets now, then $60 regular, or pay more at the door. Ticket outlets, Chucky's opposite the bus terminal, Grenadian Optical, Mega Force Office, and GoToFed.com. Sunday, August 14th, Sunday after Carnival, Caribbean Comedy Fest. Gates open 6 p.m. So by 7 p.m. you go sit.
Are you going to sleep?
And you go laugh.
I know you're going to laugh.
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or
Well. Good morning once again to the entire Trial and State Grenada Carriacou Petit Martinique. How is everyone doing this morning? Welcome to another edition of Good Morning Grenada. It's Friday. Yeah. The 12th day of August, 2022. Good morning to one and all. Good morning to our online listeners and viewers this morning, whether you're listening to gbn.gd via the website or you're via our social media page, that's Facebook or YouTube. Good morning to you and welcome to one and all. It's Good Morning Grenada, the final edition for this particular weekend in the 12th day of August, and certainly lots in the lineup for you this morning. Certainly hope that you will stick around for the entire show this morning. Let me go over to my co-host via Hot 98 and say good morning to Gary. Gary, good morning. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, good morning to you, GT. Good morning, Grenada Carriacou and Petit Martinique. How's everybody doing today? It's a Friday. The weekend is here. Boy, I tell you, it feels like an extended weekend coming out of Carnival, and now we are here. Many of you can finally get some rest in over the weekend and recoup and recharge for the new week ahead of us.
I didn't have that much of a hectic carnival season, but I feel I could do with some rest, man. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel I could do with some rest.
Yeah,
I just chill for the entire weekend. If it could happen, don't do nothing at all. Just stay in bed or something for the entire weekend, if it's possible. It's not going to be possible, but just to be a thought of it may be good.
Yeah,
maybe
for
good.
sure.
We're good.
We are getting ready for we are here. Good morning, Grenada, and I don't know where we at, man.
Yeah, well, no new updates this morning other than the one we thrown out yesterday, and I don't think it's probably necessary to do a recap of it for this morning because it's actually the same. There's nothing new about it for now.
All right.
So let's move on into the word of the day.
Melancholia. Melancholia. All right. Melancholia is a noun. Your word of the day. And what does it mean? Well, melancholia means a feeling of sadness or depression. It is also used to refer to a sad tone or quality that one perceives in something, such as a work of art or literature. Here is a sentence. He confessed to a bit of melancholia after the final performance. Although he was proud of the successful Broadway run, he would miss his fellow cast members dearly. Your word of the day, melancholia.
It's kind of odd sometimes, Gary, with those words of the day and trying to fit them into your everyday life. There are folks who actually do use these words per se. But being an everyday individual like myself, how often do you think folks really get those words into their everyday life of just speaking?
It's good just having them. You never know when they will sip in. Once you familiarize yourself with the words,
I know.
So often unconsciously you get to use them. They just flow. Once they are part of your arsenal of words that you can use. They just fall. You just got to make a conscious effort to either write it down or mentally put it into your vocabulary, and you would find some way in which it comes out eventually.
Yeah, they just fall into context sometimes in terms of you speaking, man, for real. Let's move on, folks. Let's get into your thought of the day for today. And the thought of the day goes like this. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. That's a thought there put together by Albert Einstein. And let me repeat it for you once again. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. Throw that into context for me there, Gary.
Success is secondary to, of course, value. How do you value yourself? You know what I mean? What's your contribution to this planet Earth? What's your value? You know, we all go after material things, we go after money, cars, house, and then at the end of it all, there is no value to our lives. So focus also on adding value and meaning to your life. All right? That's how I interpret this thought of the day. All right. I hope that it, of course, add value to your life. And of course, go ahead, knock the ball out of the park. Have a beautiful and productive day today. Positive mental attitude is what I like to promote. PMA all the time.
And that's for real. And it certainly will carry you through for the entire day, not only for the day, but sometimes keeping that positive mental attitude, as you mentioned, could make a better life for you and even others around you. Because some folks have the tendency to follow suit others, you understand? And if you see somebody is moving in a positive direction, sometimes you want to follow suit. Once the direction is of a positive nature.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
You know, with all the chit-chat we had over the last couple of days, we didn't get to congratulate, well, especially yesterday where the Anderson Peters story dominated the headlines. Congratulations to Comancheros, our 2022 Panorama champions. Congratulations, guys. They copped the title during what was it labeled as again? Ultra Panorama event.
Yeah, fantastic Saturday Ultra.
Yes, indeed. And congratulations, guys. All right.
Good. You know, we probably going to get into that segment. Maybe we should probably do it because I think we do have some time to play around with this morning. Show some love out to all the winners of Spice Mass 2022. We've had a time yesterday. We were supposed to have throw that in, but we didn't get the time to do that. Let's say congratulations to the road match winner.
Well, we have also road match winner. Big up yourself, Jab King. Long coming, it's been long coming. Congratulations to you, man. All right. We have the list. I don't know if Timon can pull it up of the list. The Panorama finalists. The results from Panorama.
The winners.
Got that list. Tim, I don't know if he can pull that up.
I do have it before me, so I can probably just roll out the results.
Roll through, man, because we didn't get a chance to talk about them things there,
Yeah, we have Comancheros grabbing the first position with a total of 272 points. They grabbed the first position. They were followed by Angel Haps with 269 points, second position. New Dimensions, 266 points, coming in position number 3. Pan Wizard taking the fourth position, 238 points. They were followed by Rainbow City All Stars, 236 points, and position number 6 went to Florida All Stars, 222 points. So that's the point standing and the position for the bands being part of, or the final results for the Spice Mass Corporation Panorama 2022. So congratulations to the winner once again, Comancheros. Capturing the title in 2022.
We got the latest update on the Anderson Peters situation. We're going to delve into that a bit later on, so stick around for that. Also, we want to big up all those who went out and played short knee. Short knee represented in their numbers. Hey, GT, keep me abreast of the time, right? Because, sure. We got the news coming up in a short while. Short kney. The short knee people, they were right in their numbers,
Even the Veco, something that was interesting too. Folks always look at the Veco being part of the outer parish per se. The folks from St. Mark Mark and St. John, you probably always see them being part of the Iveco band, but I was noticing a high contingent of individuals from St. George's.
Yeah, well, there are some serious Iveco players from the parish of St. George's.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Not just St. Mark's and them places. Well, big up the Shortney and big up the Iveco and big up all those who came out and represented as low key and as subpar we might label Spice Mass 2022 as. We had.
There was some interesting parts of it.
Yeah, there was some interesting parts, and congratulations. And do we have the winners coming out of Monday Night Mass, GT?
I don't think I have those results before me as the program move on this morning.
I can recall coming across
but I don't think they were there wasn't actually any judging done for the road activities.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, it is what it is. We got some images out of Monday night as well because according to a caller you would recall on Monday, they said it's not Monday Night Mass on Tuesday. Sorry, it's not Monday Night Mass anymore. It's Tuesday morning mass because you know what? We were waiting, for the bands to cross the carriage for hours, not until after 12. You know what I mean? Did some of the bands actually cross the carnage? And when they eventually did, there was a long lull. There was a long break between the different bands. So, I mean, we've been complaining and crying about that for the longest while. So this is nothing new. We have to ask the question, when would that stop? When there would be more order to those bands?
Well, conscious effort will be to fix the timing.
Let's stay up because there are people waiting, and you have kids. You had 2-year-old kids, 3-year-old kids,
2 and 3 in the morning outside,
sleeping on their poor mothers and fathers' shoulders, waiting for the bands to pass, and the bands can't pass. Lies a nice song we should make up by Where the Bands Pass.
Hey, so Gary, we could probably copyright that. Next time we hear a song.
Yeah, let's decry the situation where man and woman and child have to stand up and wait for hours into the next day for the bands to cross and we can't see them.
Gary, but this has been a conversation for eons right now. This is nothing new. You understand? And every year it's been spoken about whether we had time to rest for 2 years to fix that and come back in 2022 and the same thing happen again.
Yeah, man. I was looking for Jab King on Juve morning. I couldn't find Jab King, but Jab King does play a wicked job. But guess what? Jab King and I have this in common. We don't play with the old oil.
You don't play the oil?
Nah, boy. Yeah, charcoal jet. Charcoal.
Jeez, so he plays the charcoal job, but not the actual oil, but
not the actual engine oil.
Hey, but why?
You have a picture there, Jack. I think we have a picture there, Jack.
So why Jab contradicting himself?
But no, he's a job. He's a job, same way.
Well, isn't his song saying you can't stay away from oil?
Yeah, ain't true. Well, no, you have oil in his skin. You have baby oil in his skin.
But we're actually looking for the old oil per se. You understand? Yeah.
You actually got oil in his skin. It's just baby oil. You know what I mean? It's just baby oil.
But when you're thinking Jab, you're always thinking the old oil.
Old
oil.
You
understand?
Well,
the old oil.
Yeah, the old oil has its
the relevancy of being a Jab is the old oil.
For those who might be a little bit more health conscious, like myself, I rather put the charcoal on my body. So I went around Juve morning searching because I didn't get time to go and grind the charcoal.
I saw you post on social media saying you're looking for the charcoal.
Yeah, looking for charcoal. I went all over Juve morning. I get one look at some from somebody, and that was it. You know what I mean? But nah, charcoal is it, but
yeah, you probably had to look for those things in advance.
Remember, Jab started with molasses, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This old oil thing came after him. You understand?
You're correct about that. Because back in the day, there used to be Jab of varying colors, especially the mud Jab. I used to like to see that one. The red mud Jab. Have you ever noticed that back then?
Yeah, well, that is a Trinidad thing, though. You know what I mean?
It was a Trinidad thing? No,
well, I mean, it's popular in Trinidad.
But there used to be big bands. There used to be big bands back then, with the actual red mud Jab. Whether it's Trinidad or not. Okay. A mix of it together with the oil Jabs.
Jab takeover.
Jab,
Yeah.
When he had real Jab those days. You understand? Man.
We getting ready for the news?
Anyway, we still have some time. We still maybe have another couple of minutes before we grab this morning news. We could take a short break, come back, maybe chit-chat for another minute or two, and get ready for the AM edition of news. Stay with us, folks. We're coming right back. Don't touch it out.
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or are they allowed to attend every fete advertised? You are responsible for the safety and well-being of your children, and it is your responsibility to know their whereabouts. Children should not be at adult events. Please guide your children, engage them in age-appropriate activities. Let us be spicy parents for this carnival season and beyond. S. Speak to your children about positive behavior. P. Pay attention to them at all times. I. Inspire good behavior in your children by also displaying good behavior. C. Check with your children. Always know their whereabouts. Y. You are responsible for your children. Maintain control to keep them safe. This is a message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
I want to be free as can be.
They say that freedom is the ability to fully experience life. The GUT Credit Union is giving you the freedom to choose. Get a loan for any purpose, whether it's consolidating your debt, buying a vehicle, owning your home, back to school, or a dream vacation. We offer competitive rates with terms and payments that fit your lifestyle. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/freedom to start enjoying your life, your money, your way. Promotion ends September 30th, 2022. Special conditions apply. More freedom, more choices. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
It's K105 in the morning. What a lovely, lovely Friday morning it is. Hey, Gary, what's like for you coming to work this morning? On my way this morning, I was poured on by the rain this morning.
I didn't experience any rain this morning.
Yeah,
but,
man. I got
take it easy on the road, folks.
I got here a little after 5 a.m. this morning, and on my way to come to work, can I open up the gate and everything? I came in here kind of really wet this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine to get rain poured on you that time of the morning. You know what it feels like?
Cold.
Yeah, it feels like, man.
Yeah, it feels cold.
Yeah. Can that throw me off in terms of the starting off of my this morning got in here? Feet coming in, you all wet and man. Anyway. But we get some time to pray before we get the edition of news for you. We wanted to make Gary, remember the PM.
The PM played a wicked job?
Played a jab.
No, remember we didn't get a chance to speak about those things, which was on the table of discussion for yesterday
and even the day before.
But, you know. All right, here the PM, and I don't understand the PM's. He took some criticism for that. You know? I could imagine that. You know,
I mean, it's in my opinion, in all my life, you know, watching being part of Carnival and watching the going out to Juvies and stuff. I think it's actually the first time I've ever seen a prime minister playing a jab. Right? I'm not sure if any other prime minister have done it before.
I don't think Gary did.
I don't know. You know, I've never seen any other prime minister playing a jab before. I've seen other prime ministers playing spectating and so forth.
I don't think Keith did.
You know, I saw other prime ministers being spectators and stuff like that, and you know, but I've never seen an actual prime minister playing a jab. We talk about oil jab with the helmet on the head with the horns and you know being part and comfortably doing it. You understand? So that was a plus. That was a plus. That was a plus. That was a plus. That was a plus.
PM taking the lead, man. You know what I'm saying? So
that was a plus, and you know I commend him a whole lot for that. You know, it just shows that you are, the prime minister is an individual himself. You understand? And not just being at the position he's at.
Before he was a prime minister, he was an ardent
mass player. Yep.
Supporter of local events.
Yeah.
You know.
So I applaud that a whole lot, and I think it was good to see that. You know, it brought a sense of let's see, what's the way of describing it?
Sense of pride, maybe.
Yeah. You know, it showed like the prime minister is a human being too. You understand? Not just because you had a particular status in the community or on the island right now doesn't mean that you have to scale back everything. You understand? And
big up the PM. Man. He stole the show Juve morning, man.
For real. I actually
I don't get the criticism that came with it. But
you know, people will talk.
You can't please people.
You can't please everybody. You know, and some of them don't even have relevant. You know, the relevance of their conversation is sometimes minimal anyway. So no big deal.
You know who also played a wicked job, boy?
Who's that?
Kiss.
Yeah.
Kes came down for one of the white shows.
Since first time playing Jab in Grenada or being part of Carnival in Grenada.
Kes played a wicked job too.
Yeah.
So big up to Kes.
Big up Kes, man.
A lot of Trinis come down here just to experience the jab thing.
Oh man. Anyway, Gary, we're getting set for the news. We're moving up to just around the 8 minutes, make that 12 minutes before the top of the hour. Attention company compliments of Chris Food. The M edition of news is next.
So far, no charges have been laid against anyone accused of being involved in an incident on Wednesday night involving world javelin champion Anderson Peters and the crew of Harbour Master Cruises.
Grenadians await the outcome of a matter that has been trending since Wednesday night. 6 Trinidadian nationals who are crew members on board the Trinidad Party boat Harbour Master were taken into police custody following an altercation with Grenada's world javelin champion Anderson Peters on Wednesday night. A video circulating on social media showed multiple crew members in a violent scuffle with Peters before pushing him overboard into the waters of the Carnage in St. George. The incident reportedly occurred after Peters attended a boat ride on the Harbour Master. Social media outrage promptly started after the incident, with some citizens calling on Grenadians to boycott the Harbour Master. Assistant Superintendent of Police Simon Douglas says investigations are continuing into the matter and will be thoroughly conducted before any action can be taken.
In relation to the alleged beating of Anderson Peters by persons involved with the party boat Harbour Master, contrary to our anticipation, the investigations into that matter is still ongoing at this time. This is largely due to the significant number of persons involved and the need to conduct a thorough investigation. We will update the media as soon as we have further developments.
GBN will follow this developing story and continue to keep you updated on its latest developments.
Well, questions now surround Grenada's double world javelin champion Anderson Peters' participation in 2 major events later this month due to injuries sustained on Wednesday night. His next scheduled event is the Diamond League Games on August 26. Renaped Thomas spoke with his coach, Paul Phillip.
Another incident involving Trinidadian nationals allegedly assaulting a Grenadian, this time on the shores of Grenada. Behind me is the Harbour Master Cruise, a Trinidadian-owned vessel here in Grenada for the festive season. On Wednesday night, Grenada's national icon and world javelin champion Anderson Peters was allegedly beaten and thrown overboard by 5 Trinidadian crew members of the Harbour Master. Peters is scheduled to participate in 2 more Diamond League games, one on August 26th and the other on September 9th. According to his coach, Paul Phillip, due to injuries sustained in the incident to his left ankle, they are not sure if the athlete will recover in time for the games.
We can't really make a judgment on it now. There's still some time that he needs to actually. We will go and do a physical one of those days, maybe in another day or 2. Once the medical aspects is out, and try to see how much pressure he can put on the ankle and if it is worth the risk of continuing the season, or if we should just wait it out, let it heal, do therapy, and then attack the next year. We don't know. We've seen athletes potentially having to end their careers because of ankle injuries. So we hope that is not the case with him, but that's how it is.
The coach recalls that it was only Tuesday that Peters returned to Grenada to a hero's welcome ceremony at the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
That's the extent of what we can see right now. He's still undergoing medical examinations to ascertain the degree of the injuries. We've been on the go since 9 o'clock this morning, trying to get all the necessary medical attention that we need. He's still in a state where he has injuries, visible injuries. He's sustained some injuries to his ankles, his knees, his elbows, and to his neck.
According to Coach Philip, Grenada's Diamond League champion will also have to undergo some level of mental care in order to compete, as he is still shaken from the incident.
Obviously, he's shaken up, and we would have to be seeking some assistance from a trained psychologist or counselor or somebody to really ascertain how far reaching the effects are mentally. As you can appreciate, an athlete must be in a good mental state to be able to compete. So we would have to go through the proper phases of treatment and seeing the specialists and all of that to make sure that he's okay before we bring him back out to the internationals.
The St. David's Track Blazers and the Grenada Athletic Association, in a press release, both strongly condemned the alleged assault on Grenada's double world champion, calling the incident inhumane, admonishing the authorities to ensure that a thorough investigation is conducted and that the full extent of the law is justly executed. Grenadians now eagerly await the outcome of investigations headed by the Royal Grenada Police Force involving their national icon, calling for justice to be served. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
Meanwhile, several attorneys at law have banded together to assist the prosecution with seeking redress for Anderson Peters. Attorney at law Jerry Edwin is leading the charge in that regard, but the grouping must seek permission from the Commissioner of Police, Edwin Martin. Jared Joseph reports.
The shock and horror following the treatment of national hero Anderson Peters have led to some lawyers requesting a fiat from the Commissioner of Police. A fiat is a written request made by a lawyer or lawyers of the local bar to the Commissioner of Police to be granted the right to join the police prosecutors in prosecuting offenders.
It's a rare tool that is used, but whenever it is determined that private lawyers can assist in achieving justice for a party, and we think this is the case now, such a request is made to the police commissioner.
Attorney at law Jerry Edwin, noting the achievements of Anderson for Grenada, says he felt obligated to stand with the prosecutors.
Once someone has achieved a certain status, not that they should be given special treatment, but that we communicate with them in such a way. If there's a disagreement, we do so in a way that never leads to an altercation.
Edwin says, after witnessing the traumatizing videos of double world javelin champion Anderson Peters in a physical altercation against 5 assailants, he thought it wise to enlist a number of attorneys.
And any number of them, Mr. Prime, Mr. Cloden, Mr. Pariak, Mr. Paul, every one of them have said, we will assist the Commissioner of Police in carrying out the prosecution of these gentlemen. It is a very rare tool that lawyers use or is available to lawyers in the criminal prosecution of matters, because as you know, it is the state through its officers, whether it's the DPP or the police prosecutors, who ordinarily prosecute cases.
The local attorney believes a strong message must be sent to let everyone know that Grenada's national heroes cannot be manhandled.
It is entirely up to the police commissioner to say yay or no. But I think in this case, the police commissioner may well decide that this being an issue of national concern. Let me tell you, I did not sleep. I looked at the World Championships. I made sure that I did not, and I do not speak for myself, I speak for the entire country. Anderson Peters succeeds, Kirani James succeeds, and all of our noses are lifted as an island.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Well, the government of Grenada says it is deeply saddened by the events that unfolded on Wednesday night, leaving national sporting icon and international champion Anderson Peters and others beaten and injured. The facts are still unknown, but the individuals involved are currently assisting the police with their investigations, which are expected to be swift. The government of Grenada says it unequivocally condemns violence of any kind and calls on all citizens and visitors to maintain a posture of respect for different perspectives and to opt for rational debate over extreme behavior. Prayers and well wishes for a speedy recovery are extended to Anderson Peters and all other individuals injured during the altercation.
After Carnival, we go laugh. We must laugh. We bound to laugh. As Home-Based Entertainment presents Caribbean Comedy Fest.
John?
Yeah?
Sunday, August 14th, Grenada National Stadium, featuring the region's most laughable characters. From Trinidad, Larry Joseph.
Listen, darling, I never question your fidelity, you know.
Dolores Alexander.
I'll just drink some water.
You ain't hear the proper English. Water.
And Alan, the Entertainer. From St. Vincent, Morris Horn. And from Barbados, the duo Rum and Coke. Also featuring our very own, the African Man, Kareem Alexis, Prince Charlton, and King Dre. And hosted by Senator. Get your early bird $50 tickets now, then $60 regular, or pay more at the door. Ticket outlets, Cherokee opposite the bus terminal, Grenadian Optica, Mega Force Office, and GoToFed.com. Sunday, August 14th, Sunday after Carnival, Caribbean Comedy Fest. Gates open 6 p.m., so by 7 p.m., you go sit.
I going to sleep.
And you go laugh.
I know they're going to laugh.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Videos circulating on social media on Wednesday nights left many Grenadians in anger. as it showed reigning world javelin champion Anderson Peters being beaten and thrown overboard from the Harbour Master cruises after a boat ride in Grenada on Wednesday night. Peters recently returned home to a grand welcome after claiming silver at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. It is unclear why such an incident has occurred. However, the sight of this sporting icon being treated in such a manner has left many Grenadians angry. Some shared their outrage with GBN on Thursday morning.
I think the situation went out of control, and I think it's a huge disrespect to Grenadians, and I think the authority and the government should literally look into doing something about Trinidadians coming out in Grenada and disrespecting our fellow men that going out there and making us proud.
When I heard the news this morning, I was well disappointed. I feel very bad. Only here people come and do all native that and get away. Because you can't go no part of the Caribbean, and interfere a native, and you ain't go get well beaten. So I don't understand how this thing could happen, that even nobody do retaliate to the visitors. I find something was wrong.
From what I've seen from the video, I don't think the crew people handled it well. It doesn't matter who he is. It could have been, an ordinary person. I don't think they handled it well. I do not agree with what I saw.
So sad, so hardening. But I know if it was my child, I'd taken further steps. Come on, we all have children, and I think it was very, I should say, it was not a nice situation at all.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
So be back live. Good morning to one and all. Good morning to our viewers via Facebook this morning. Sometimes, of course, and I want to beg your apology for not always showing the courtesy to you folks who are viewing and listening via Facebook. Good morning to you once again. And those of you via GBN TV, welcome back. It's Good Morning Grenada. I'll go back over to my co-host this morning and say good morning to Gary once again. Gary, we're back live here on Good Morning Grenada. And to all the folks who are listening and viewing, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, we're here. We should be linking up with a special guest this morning.
Yeah, I think our guest is already chime in, so let me make that connection with the guest as we get ready for that segment this morning and see how it goes.
Yeah, man. Yep. Let's touch base, man. Let me talk the things.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. And as soon as our guests are ready for us, we should make that connection.
Okay, sure. No problem. Yep. No problem. Right, so man. Hey, we are here. Hey guys, the PM has responded to the Anderson Peters altercation, the situation. Yeah, he has responded. We've got that. Not to show our friend over there at Master Control can throw it up. So Deacon Mitchell on Anderson Peters, fellow citizens. Yes, like so many of you, I too viewed the video of the altercation that involved our national sporting icon and international champion Anderson Peters, and I am alarmed and troubled by what was shown. The facts still unknown, but the persons involved are currently assisting the police with the investigation, which we expect will be swift. Now, as a government, we unequivocally condemn violence of any kind and call on all citizens and visitors to maintain a posture of respect to differing perspectives and to opt for rational debate over extreme behavior. I wish Anderson and all other persons involved, all other persons injured during the altercation, a speedy recovery from the injuries sustained. And that was a message from our Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell.
All right. Hey, Gary, we do have a scholar over here this morning, our guest. If you will be ready to have that bit of a chit-chat with him.
Man. Finley Jeffrey.
Hey, scholar, good morning. How you doing, sir? I think you...
Hi.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, scholar?
David,
yeah, man. Well, first of all, you can hear me, scholar?
Yeah, he's hearing you.
I hear you loud and clear.
All right. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very kindly.
I made a promise that I find it's time that you get some serious competition in the calypso thing. So I come in and singing a song next year.
Well, that is me thinking as well, So what I did in actual fact was to write for two fellas in the competition, because I find them others don't give me competition, so I decided I want to come up against my own self. I still beat me twice.
You beat yourself.
I beat myself twice. So
all right, you have me to contend with next carnival season. All right, we're gonna bring this thing to an end. All right.
Gary, I agree with you. And then I could write one for you. Write one.
No. Don't write no. No.
All right.
Nah. You might compromise my whole objective.
I'm giving you my best. I'm giving you my best effort.
All right, I hear you, man. Congratulations, scholar. We have a few things to talk about. First and foremost, what was your whole take coming out of Spice Mass 2022? We talked about the highs, we talked about the lows, but here we are. All right, in hindsight, 2020 vision, Spice Mass 2022. What's your takeaway?
Spice Mass 2022 will go down as a very odd year. Very, very odd. I think that is probably the oddest year for Spice Mass. There are a couple things that happened. Well, let me start first with some of the good things, and you really have to pick to look for them. But the naming of the Soca and Groovy semifinals. This was, according to the Jamaican lady, excellent. And I want to place on record here that this was a proposal by GPAC, which was swallowed up by the SMC. So we were grateful for this. And so we now have the Dr. Trevor Friday Soca semis and Brian Griffith Groovy semis. So that in itself, excellent. The Calypso finals and the whole Calypso season really was for all intents and purposes better than the Soca.
I find so.
Yeah, people could argue that if they want, but it was
for the first time in a long time.
For the first time in a long time, and the fact is that all of the 10 shows were streamed live. So that in itself was a big thing, because people don't go to the tents. A lot of the good songs stay in the tents, so people got a chance to get a full diet of Calypso and so on. My tent, which is the Kaiso Bars, we had 6 shows, which is unprecedented really for tents these days in Grenada. Tents these days, most of them can't even reach 9s and 8s. Far less tents. Right. So we were full 10s and probably 11s as well. And
so are you saying there's been a greater appetite by the masses for Calypso this year?
Yeah, man. There was that. And the truth is that there was that because the streaming of the shows and so on. Even though the songs are not being rotated on most of the radio stations, not yet, but people got that appetite through the live streaming and so on. And I must say that our tent was well patronized. And we even went so far as to have a tent monarch competition, which was won by Young Song. It's our first tent monarch. You know, we used to have this thing donkey years ago, and then this thing had gone out. So we brought that back, and this in itself was a good thing. So the Calypso was an up. There was, you know, the big hullabaloo of the change of date and so on, and the fact that Spice Mass wanted to experiment. And we can say in 2020 vision, according to you in hindsight, that it worked. It's the best Calypso finals that I've sang in terms of atmosphere, in terms of patronage and so on, for the last 15 or so years.
Wow.
You know, it was intimate, the crowd was right there, and boy, they participated in the whole thing. And the Calypsonians, they came out as though, you know, they realized that they were on show and people were supporting them, and them guys fired from all cylinders. So the Calypso finals was and you would struggle really to look for many other positives in this carnival. The others, while they may not have been negatives per se, but they present opportunities for reflection. They present opportunities to go back to the drawing board, retool, reshape, and do whatever has to be done so that some of these things do not happen again. So they present themselves as opportunities to learn and to grow. Now, how we treat with those going forward in 2023 would be the litmus test, would be the icing on the cake, because from experience, we know that Spice Mass and people who are involved in Carnival, from way back since we had CDC and NCCDC and what other DC and so on, they never seem to learn. And so they repeat the mistakes that they made. Now, if we can learn from those things, so the Soca Monarch, the Groovy Monarch finals, semifinals, they were miserable. As a matter of
what went wrong for the Soca Monarch, one of the biggest outdoor festivals or events for Spice Mass? There could hardly be another event that can rival Soca Monarch in terms of sheer number of people crammed into one space, but we could not have gone out with that bragging right this year, 2022. What do you think really is the crux of the matter there?
Well, I think it's a conundrum of things, and it did not begin on Soca Monarch night, but it began before. So we looked at the preliminaries, we looked at the semifinals, and people are not saying this, but the semifinal of the Soca Monarch and the Groove was the poorest attendance, also even worse than the finals. I mean, I was shocked at the number of people who were there for the Soca Monarch semifinal. So we saw a progression of this happening. Now, there are a number of things. So the whole issue of a lot of the favorites not in the competition for one reason or the other, some of which we have not grasped, some of which we have not gotten. But a lot of them decided to stay out. And you have to understand that Grenada is so competition driven in terms of those art forms that people come to back whoever they come to back. As a matter of fact, I always say that in the Soca and Groovy finals, the judges don't judge. These are the two shows in Grenada that are not judged. The people judge the shows. And the people know that they are coming to judge the shows. They know that. They know the judges abdicate their duty and they are allowing them to do it. So you will find that in any given year, and think about it, the person who mash up the place the most comes first, second most second, third most third, last most last, one before the last most, one before the last. There's nothing about criteria and all these things. So the people when they have the favorites and so on, and it's St. Davis versus St. Patrick's, blah, 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 Boise versus thing, they come to judge the shows. Now, when these favorites are not there, they're bother because they know that the judgment is not required. So that would have placed a damper on it, and I believe that was a factor.
But Scholar, the culture is bigger than the man. We keep hearing that all the time.
We keep hearing that all the time, and the tree of life always needs to be resorted. It goes on, and that's what people do not that's what I don't grasp. Because, mind you, the Boise's and the Wasways and all these fellas, they're getting older. When they get old, what will happen? Soca Monarch and so on die. That's it for it. It never would be. Because there was one time when Specky and Jamu and those fellas used to mash up the place. And nobody don't want to hear about Specky and so on again. So it will always be refreshed. This is how life doesn't miss nobody. A man gone, and next man step up. You never know where that man come out from. He steps up. And that is the thing. So the culture is always bigger than the man. I agree with you. But this year we saw, for some uncanny reason,
the man bigger than the culture.
Yes, it worked in the other way. There is also an important thing that happened this year that is not featured and is not talked about much. No, I agree that the crowd was small for Soca Monarch, but that was exacerbated by the fact that they pulled the stage. The space was too much. Oh. So I understand that usually there's 100 feet or 100 yards, whatever they don't measure, the measurement they use. Spacing between the stage and the stand. This year, they almost doubled it. So the space, if it was normal space, the crowd would have looked bigger. I mean, we see it happening, and we understand that philosophy from the election campaign. When man want to show the crowd big, they give a little space, and they full it up, and then they take out a picture, and it look as though you real jam, and you have millions of people in there. When in truth and in fact, it is space that making it so.
So what are you saying? You're saying that though the crowd was less, but it was not as bad as being portrayed.
It was not as bad as it looked. No, it was not. The space was just too big. Okay. I don't know where in the head on the conceptualization they figured that a lot more people would come. So they pull the stage further back. Yeah, and that's a fact.
Just to chime in with you and Scholar there, Gary, but that's true because I actually heard that it was brought back to 150 feet in comparison to the 100 feet that it usually used to be. You understand? Right. It was brought back to 150. No, those slight diversion, Scholar. No, you being 10-time Calypso Monarch. No. Where does it lie for Scholar this time around?
Wait, you gonna retire anytime soon, Scholar?
Well,
Scholar, give somebody else a chance to win that, Scholar. Oh gosh, man!
10 times, congratulations. It's GT talking to you. Where does it go? Where does it go from here for Scholar?
The truth is that I'm putting this into my head, and rolling it around. But my first instinct is that I must, give it a break. And of course, I have my son coming up, and I have to leave some space for him because he'll always be in my shadow, and I don't want that to happen to him because I think he's good enough to stand on his own.
Right. Congratulations on that, by the way. Father-son combination in a competition.
So and so on. And then on top of that, I really do not have anything more to achieve and to prove and whatnot in Calypso. And I see myself now as doing some administrative work because the successful tent, I was the one behind that. And I have ideas for how Calypso can be even better improved and the Calypso product can improve. I see myself as working behind the scenes. But I have that jump in me, I always write. And I do not see myself as topping sing anytime soon. But the competition,
you're probably going to opt out of that.
Yeah.
I guess unless they pay 100,000
Or maybe 150,000.
Anytime soon.
No, let me ask you this also, man. No, you've been around for a pretty long time in terms of all aspects of Carnival in Grenada. I'm sure. When I say all aspects, maybe I don't think I've ever saw you playing the job. I don't think I ever saw you play that. What major role would you like to play? Besides, you just spoke about the administrative role in terms of the Calypso. What other role would you like to play in terms of helping in the development of Grenada's Carnival in the near future?
GT, I will be honest with you. I have a lot of institutional memory and knowledge because I've been around. And this is one of the issues that I have with people who step into that seat of administration zone of the entire carnival. It's a lack of of institutional knowledge. And the fact is that we do not chronicle and record stuff. So that what Sita Hall did or what some of the other guys did, they become lost. I mean, sometimes it frightens me that things that were established in 2006, 2005, 2004, established.
Get thrown in the bush.
Gets thrown in the bush and nobody knows that it's thrown in the bush. I mean, let me give you an example. In 2006 or thereabouts, we, the Calypso Association, we would have proposed campaign for the Calypso, Soca, and Groovy Monarch reigning to make an appearance at the semi-final shows and to be paid the appearance fee.
All right.
Right? And the rationale for that was that you cannot have the monarch being disadvantaged in that way. He only gets to sing at the finals, while everybody else singing, and he doesn't get to fill the stage and whatnot. And then on top of that semi-finals money and so on, people use that to prepare for the final. So we even the playing field and we give everybody the same chance. That happened from 2007 right up here. And in 2019, I was the defending monarch. I sang, and they tell me they are paying me the appearance fee because they have no knowledge. They tell me that never happened before. And the same people who telling me about some of them were the ones who signed my check in, let's say, 2016. It's mind-boggling how these things happen. You know, this year we saw some very strange, funny, disappointing, I don't know what to call it. For example, Chain judged in the Groovy and the Soca with the same song, in the Power with the same song. Is the first time that has ever happened? I mean, every little child know that can happen. Top Cat and Blazer made the semi-finals as Top Cat and Blazer. Top Cat made the semi-finals as Top Cat. Blazer made the semi-finals as Blazer. How does this?
Funny stuff. I mean, I don't know. Those are things that need to be handled. I mean, I don't understand how the whole thing happened there. I mean, I thought about it myself, but I stayed quiet in terms of that because, you know, sometimes you don't want to speak out about these things. But what is the future like for Carnival in Grenada as from your personal perspective? I have a personal view of it.
Is what we see in 2022. Should we lose sleep over it, right?
Well, we should, you know. We should lose sleep over it because, boy, at the end of the day, we are patriots. It's our carnival. And we want to see it grow from strength to strength. And I don't think that it grew at all this year. And we, Grenadians, are kind of people, we're proud, you know. We like to say we are the best in this and the best in that. And the truth is that after Trinidad Carnival, I mean, we were holding our own. So a lot needs to happen going forward. But it will only happen and the future will be brighter if we put the structures in place. So we have to start from the government. For example, $800,000 is inadequate for Carnival. You can't go and budget in $800,000 year after year for the biggest festival that adds so much to the gross domestic product of the country every year. And you scam courtesy $800,000. I mean, a little place like St. Kitts, for example. St. Kitts maybe have about 15.5 people, you know, and 8 children in the population. And St. Kitts gives $3 million for Carnival. Budget $3 million for Carnival. So it has to start from there, because I always say I just feel sorry for SMC. Because if I am head of SMC and they give me $800,000, I give them back and I'm going to work my business.
And say no carnival is here.
That can't make nothing, right? And then on top of that, the business people who eat our food, they eat food, they drink juice, they air the whole work.
And come back for seconds, right?
Ice cream, cake, everything.
Yeah.
And these people don't give, you know, to Carnival. And I mean, I could sit down on your program here and call a number of them that benefit, and they don't give back. So the finances that is poured into Carnival must be better. Then we have to do all of the developmental work to make sure that the product is good. We have to look carefully at the traditional things. What makes Carnival? Because I always contend that this year we had more of what they call a festival more than a carnival. Facts. You know, and it is those things, the short, the vehicle, the soca, the calypso, the queen show. When you speak about carnival, these are what you speak about. These are what we think about, you know. And the fancy mask and the old mask and those things. We don't think about no white and no black and no blue and no nothing. Those are additions and icings on the cake.
Scholar, let me ask you a quick question. And we're gonna move on, because we have a very important topic we want to get your opinion on as well. What do you think about events that are competing with SMC events? I'm of the opinion that, listen, if we and we're in a democratic society, and it's tough to somehow speak of being so heavy-handed. How about all other events the week before Carnival and the SMC events the week of Carnival, so that there won't be no conflict of interest and them kind of things?
That is not heavy-handed. That's what I'm thinking myself, and I've been thinking about that for a very long time. You see, and that's what I was speaking about. We what we do. You ever see a cake, Gary, and the icing more than the cake itself?
Yeah, well, that's not a very nice cake, is it?
Well, what kind of cake is that? You have a big mountain of icing.
That ain't gonna be a cake anymore. That ain't a cake anyway.
It's not a cake anymore.
Some kind of contraction been built there, right?
But this is what is happening in Carnival now. The icing is more than the cake, and it is more important than the cake. I mean, I've heard it proffered, and I know you're coming to our next thing, so I'm dashing in it one time. I've heard it proffered. I mean, that is grapevine thing, so, but you're not going that the grapevine is powerful. That a lot of people who boycotted so-called, quote-unquote, the soca monarch, they boycott the soca monarch to go and cruise. In private cruise.
Is that so?
I mean,
nah, man.
I can't say that this is true or this is not. It's his fault. But there you have it. There you have it. People seem to, and all of the things with the foreign thing and the foreign events. I mean, Soca Monarch was a total local event. Look what we did.
So maybe the 100,000 was in the cruise then, right? 100,000 was paid on the cruise then, probably.
You understand? And all the foreign people and things, once you have a foreigner on the thing, so we have to in public, we have to take a better look at ourselves, because we're talking about all the traditional this and the traditional that, and we don't support them.
I agree.
Scholar, what's your take on that Anderson Peters fiasco? Let's get your thoughts on this, because you probably might have had a little time to calm down and to reflect and to put this in to be more rational in your judgment of what happened. Let's hear what's your thoughts.
Yeah, I think so. I had a chance. The problem is that this thing is all over social media, and every time you look at it, you get vexed over it. So that has been the problem. But I think as you read that statement from the PM, and I think he encapsulated it properly. we have to stay calm on this. It's very, very difficult, especially understanding who we are speaking about. I mean, that's our national treasure. He carried us on his back just a few weeks ago, and the whole nation, he carried the weight and the expectation of a nation on his shoulders. And you think about it. I mean, I saw somebody putting somewhere on Facebook. Could you imagine anybody going to Jamaica and beating up Usain Bolt in the height of his career?
Good luck.
I mean, that World War. Jamaica fighting a World War, they will fight against World War for that.
Good luck if you could escape alive.
With that, you're not escaping with that. You see, so it is in that vein and that standpoint. But I mean, the law will take its course. The lawmen are working. I see people cursing the lawyers and so on. I wouldn't go so far as to curse the lawyers. I mean, everybody's entitled to legal
representation.
Legal representation and so on. But boy, it's a sad day for the whole of Grenada, and somehow or the other, you see, it is events like this. It's always these catastrophic things, or when somebody does something out of the box like Kirani and so on, that sort of brings out that nationalistic fervor in Grenadians. Or if they throw on Facebook some Trinidadian making some oil down and it full of old water in it, then Grenadians start to get bad, and nationalistic pride and fervor start to think. But on a whole, we are not nationalistic in many other instances.
I agree.
That's where we have the issue. So right now with the Anderson Peters thing, we are on the
forefront.
The nationalistic pride take over.
So it's going to be another 7-day talk. You agree with me?
That's right.
But Scholar, that's the point, right? Where there wasn't that nationalistic pride during Carnival Monday and Tuesday when half of the mass when all these mass players go and jump up in a foreign band. All right, there wasn't that nationalistic fervor when a cruise ship, when a party boat sold out tickets 800 strong in an hour and a half. You understand?
Precisely.
There wasn't that nationalistic fervor. All right.
Was not.
You understand?
That was not. That's the point.
Yeah.
Where was that? Point right there.
Where is the nationalistic fervor when a DJ would play Trini soca for a whole 45 minutes, a whole hour, because you have one or two Trinis and jumping up in the band?
Precisely. We have allowed Trinidadians, and we talk about the CARICOM single market and economy and freedom of movement and so on. But I still believe that it has to happen within certain confines and so on. Grenada Carnival is for Grenadians first and foremost, and then we invite everybody else to come in and to enjoy, not to take it over. It can't be like that. And sometimes, we Grenadians just throw blame in the wrong direction. So sometimes they blame this and they blame some promoter and they blame other thing, and they're not blaming themselves, because people on a whole funny. Sometimes you see a man will say, buy fish, for example, $12, $14 a pound. And people don't understand. People cursing, how you could have that? And people don't understand that they are the ones who determine the price the man gives you. Because if you ain't buy it, the price going down.
Exactly.
They don't understand that. If we do not participate in these people and them thing, then these promoters ain't going to have this thing.
Yeah.
And they do not understand that the thing lie in our hands, you see. And so when we no nationalistic fervor according to you, and we go in the thing, and before they have thing we sell out 800 tickets, and before you have a show, once you have a foreign person, you don't even know what the hell they come in and say, and the local people still mashing up the show. But that is what they go down. Grenadians have to change them method,
change the mentality.
But Scholar, do you see that happening anytime soon for us? Because I always say things in Grenada gets to deteriorate too much before we try to fix it. And when something spoils and it's rotten, it can't be fixed anymore.
Yeah,
do you foresee, these things being fixed? I mean, All what you say in there has been said before. I don't think anybody else has not thought about it, have not spoken about it over the years. I've listened to all what you have said, and I know it's been spoken about for years now. And you see nothing has happened. From going back to the time when the nice match starts to when it ends to this, that, the corruption in it, how corrupt. That is the best word I could use for Juve in terms of how it's happening and everything. That's been spoke about for years. I mean, there's nothing new about what's been said now. Do you foresee any fix? Whether it's in the short term or long term happening for Grenada's carnival.
Hey, Scholar, we're gonna let you go away soon because we know you have to go to work.
We know you have to go. We probably gonna hold you down too long.
GT, you're asking me the question, and I figure in your mind you know the answer.
Yeah, but I probably just want to hear a different perspective. Maybe you have a different perspective than I would.
We ain't gonna fix that in a hurry. To fix that, we have to fix mindsets and mentality and so on. Grenadians just have developed over the years. If Maurice Bishop and these fellas and them come and see Grenadians now, they would wonder who they are.
Yeah.
That is not what they left. That is not who they left.
Times has changed, Scholar.
We like to jump up behind things. Let me put it to you this way, and you say I have to go. So let me just put it to you. Let me put it to you this way. I can bet anybody any money and I win it. You see this thing happen with Anderson Peters. We pray, we keep up with thing, and then in a couple of weeks,
forget that.
It dies down. It goes next year. That same Harbour Master boat
coming back.
Nah, man, I don't. Nah. We not bad, Scholar. Nah, we not bad. No, that boat don't come in here. Even though he changed color on him, that boat don't come in here again.
Gary,
we not that bad.
Gary, I would have the tendency to side with Scholar.
Nah, man, oh gosh, man. Anderson Peters, Jed? No, man, no gosh.
Scholar that.
Forget fast, and history and experience tells me that Grenadians, one, does forget fast, and two, does forgive easy.
Yeah. We nice. We too nice for we own good.
We nice on we island.
Yeah, that happened the other day, man. Let me move on. You understand?
Forgive and forget.
And then some men still come in and curse you for why they say we must not bother about that and go on the boat.
I know.
Yeah, that's why we hearing people saying today, oh God, forget about that slavery gone already.
Although some people tend to believe though, and I'll put that in here as a caveat, some people tend to believe that yes, by next year everybody would go on cruise on that boat because by next year it will belong to Anderson Peters. so everybody going, you see man they are on the side now.
Yeah. So if the boat become if the boat get Grenadian ownership, well, that whole problem solved.
Yeah, then problem solved.
Well, that's to be continued, Scholar. Scholar, we know you have a long commute to walk, eh? So we're gonna let you go.
All right, man.
All right, thanks.
Thank you so much for popping in, man. A pleasure talking to you.
Yes, no problem.
Yeah,
take it easy.
As always, man.
Right.
Always a pleasure chatting with Finley Jeffrey, reigning Calypso Monarch of the Caribbean.
10-time
Calypso Monarch.
10-time Calypso Monarch.
I don't think anyone has ever accomplished this feat. And when I say time to retire, Scholar, I just joking.
I think that's just in Grenada per se. Nobody has gotten 10.
Well, yeah.
I think they're Jam 9. You understand? Scholar being the first Grenadian to win the Calypso title 10 times.
Yeah, man. So
Gary, we got to take a break.
This is where we at, man. Good morning, Grenada, and we will take a break and come back.
We're coming right back.
Yeah, good.
For all those who missed it the first time, Julian Fedon is back.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
Julian Fedon, a heritage theatre production, written and directed by Chris Derriggs. Experience the conflict, the romance, the lighter moments, the drama. 3 big performances, Friday 12th, Saturday 13th, and Sunday 14th August at the Grenada Trade Center, 7 p.m. each night. Bring out the entire family and enjoy this very special experience in Grenadian theatre.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
This is Sammy coming back from Juve. Here comes Sammy again. This time, he is hurrying to join the fancy mass band. It is now after Carnival. Sammy and Robbie are liming on Wall Street.
Come on, Sammy, man. That is where you're throwing the bull? Oh, you do have respect for the environment, or what?
Got just one bone and the dog eating that just now?
Yeah, not only dog, rat too. Throwing bone on the ground so the cause rodent. And besides, you don't looking good, man.
God, man, I mean, this kind of talk you're spoiling the line, man. Relax yourself now.
I can't relax when you're dirtying up the environment, so do the right thing.
All right. Nice. Let me head for the garbage bin.
Let's keep our islands clean. Take your garbage with you if no bins are available. Don't throw garbage out of vehicles and on the streets. Stop, think, use the bins. A message from the Department of Tourism and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
I want you to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it. Eliminate violence.
This is Sammy coming back from Juve. Here comes Sammy again. This time, he is hurrying to join the fancy mass band. It is now after Carnival. Sammy and Robbie are liming on Wall Street.
Come on, Sammy, man. That is where you're throwing the bull? Oh, you do have respect for the environment, or what?
Got just one bone and the dog eating that just now?
Yeah, not only dog, rat too. Throwing bone on the ground so the cause rodent. And besides, you don't looking good, man.
God, man, I mean, this kind of talk you're spoiling the line, man. Relax yourself now.
I can't relax when you're dirtying up the environment, so do the right thing.
All right. Nice. Let me head for the garbage bin.
Let's keep our islands clean. Take your garbage with you if no bins are available. Don't throw garbage out of vehicles and on the streets. Stop, think, use the bins. A message from the Department of Tourism and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
So to be back with you in the morning time. It's K105 Hot 98 GBN TV. Hey, it's Good Morning Grenada. And it's the final segment this morning. And we certainly getting ready to introduce another segment to you this morning that certainly we indulge your participation. We're probably going to take some calls on it and so we'll get your feedback. And the topic is still highly debatable. Folks are still, have it in their minds embedded. It may not be something that's going to go away for a wee bit. And let me go over to my co-host this morning and then see what's up with him there on his side of things. You with me, my brother? I think you may have to drop your monitors a little bit there. Probably a little bit too loud. And let me get a little moving on here. Yeah. Hey, man, we back. Yeah,
a lot of people still up in their feelings with this incident, and there was an interview yesterday on To The Point. We had Troy Garvey sitting in with Joseph Cador, and here was a little snippet of the conversation they had. It was rather heated on Garvey's part, but let's just take a listen and take a look at it.
All right.
I think that as a Grenadian people, as a party people, we ought to take a stand. And I hope the DJs, I hope the artists, I hope those persons step forward.
And I'm agreeing with you, Troy, in all honesty. My challenge, though, is for us to rush to start becoming judge, jury, and executioner without a full investigation. A report. Let's do the reverse of this. I'm not here to defend anybody. Had it been an incident that happened in Trinidad, with the reverse, and the Trinidadian authorities decided, you know what? I don't care if it's Troy Garvey, if it's Ban Ki-moon, whoever it is. Let's do this.
You want me to tell you what you really want to know? If we reverse this situation with a national hero in Trinidad on a Grenadian boat being treated in that manner, you want to know what would have happened? You really want me to tell you?
Feel free to speak.
Think about it. Other places we protect our heroes.
And I agree, Troy, but there is due process in everything.
There would not have been any due process.
And if that doesn't make it right.
Hold on. There would not have. What? Let us be honest. Let's be honest. What do you think that Mr. Peters, our national hero, could have done on that boat? Did he come on there with his javelin and spare 25 people?
Well, you don't know what happened. I don't.
But what could he have done to justify that kind of response?
And then,
hey, back with you in the morning, and Gary. Interesting conversations there yesterday, June To The Point, and
well, let me tell you something, we heard the PM's response, and we have to agree, somebody's got to be level-headed in all of this. And the PM clearly, as he should, is demonstrating some level of.
Let me say that. Let me say this in terms of what Mr. Garvey was saying yesterday. Could you imagine a Grenadian party boat per se getting the option?
No, I can't imagine, because the party boat will not reach in Trinidad in the first place. I challenge anybody to go to Trinidad. All you big time promoters in Grenada, go in Trinidad and throw on a cruise and come back and tell me how it went.
Using a Grenadian boat.
I don't even think it matters what boat you use. You could use that Trinidadian boat if you want. William Monroe is probably the most successful Grenadian promoter in Trinidad. It's probably because he's been living in Trinidad and whatever the case. But he's just an abnormality to what I'm saying here. All right, but anyhow, I
understand. But what I'm actually saying is that, do you think we'll probably hear anything more pertaining to that than what we're hearing here in Grenada? Only talk. If a Grenadian promotion went down to Trinidad and probably a cast of Grenadian individuals being there did something to a national of Trinidad. According to Mr. Garvey, think about it.
Let me take some.
We'll take a couple of your phone calls because the final moments of the program this morning. Let's go over to the phone line. I think you already have someone. Good morning to you, caller. How are you doing this morning?
All right, and you?
I'm doing.
Concerning Anderson Peters, that should not have gone down like that. But we don't know what sugar is, so we just have to keep silent a bit and wait and see. And I want to believe, it's my belief, I don't care what nobody says, that could lead to some jealousy in the boys' condition as he was honored and got famous. Something triggered that with jealousy is concerned, and jealousy is worse than Obia. And you know Trinidadians, they have evil in them. They're very evil people. Very evil. They're famous and known for that. So getting around these people is terrible. Thank you.
I would not go as far as to sanction that last part of your comment there. Listen, half of my family members are Trinidadian. I have about let's say I have about eight siblings. 6 of them are Trinidadians.
Okay, but I will still say the incident is a bit of an isolated one.
Yeah, but you cannot label an entire country over the action of a few.
I would strongly believe, I may be wrong, I would think the crew actually knew it was Anderson Peters on board. I would want to believe
if they had known that beforehand and still treated him that way, boy, if it was me, I'd be dead. Anyway, let's go back. Let's take some more calls.
Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Good morning.
Gentlemen, how's my family in Trinidad? Commissioner Police Trinidad, ex-Commissioner Police Trevor Paul is my cousin.
All right.
Trinidad built by Grenadian, Vinci Barbajan, and Indians. So when Indians come here and go in Trinidad. Trinidad is nice people on there, you know. Remember that the captain have a problem. And I stand yesterday from the program. And even oh God, we get a report this week on some from Trinidad. That the same captain have a problem with people in Trinidad and all. Because I'm doing them things. Why is he a captain and can put peace on the boat? He involved in the fight. They had to ban him from captaincy on the ship.
Yeah, man. Let me move on. Thanks a lot.
Right. Thanks for your contribution, caller.
We want to keep it short and spicy this morning because
in terms of your comments this morning. We just have a few more minutes left, just around 7 minutes or so left on the show this morning.
But GT, this is not the only incident.
I understand that.
There is another post that was on on Facebook where a female, and that was before the altercation. That was before the Anderson
it was a couple of days. It was a couple of days before.
It was a couple of days before, and I'm trying to pull that post up right about now.
Let me take another call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Caller, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah. Good morning. Yes, gentlemen. I don't want to make it short. I figure those guys on the boat know who is Anderson Peters, and they try to use that to bring them, to really wound that guy. Because this is a small island Trinidad, you know what I mean? And they just wanted to cripple the guy. They know what they were doing. So I say no. That boat should be banned from Grenada.
All right, man.
Totally. You know, some of the people, they don't care. Because they don't want to jump up. They want to go and jump up with anything. You know what I mean? That boat should be banned from Grenada. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Thanks for your contribution, caller. I still want to believe Gary, even though I of course respect the caller's opinion, but I still think they didn't know who it was.
Didn't you said?
Yeah, they didn't know who it were.
Here's the post. Here's the post on Facebook. The person said, "I don't know." And this is like, put this in perspective. It was before the Anderson situation. I don't know who wants to hear this. Please don't go on the Harbor Master. The male dark skin captain, male staff is very disrespectful and wanted to fight with me. That's a female, and all my female friends. If there wasn't anybody else around, it's no telling
what would have happened,
what they would have done to us. I am traumatized. Never ever would I go on that boat. Rum Runner and Ocean Pelican will always get my money. I don't condone women beaters of any kind. Wow. And that's a post from a woman who had in her words, a traumatizing experience on the same boat.
We have a caller, Gary. Caller, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I haven't called for a very long time, but hear this. My father left me in Grenada when I was 3 months old baby. And so I grew up here with my grandparents and traveling regularly to Trinidad. And my father couldn't keep me up there because my grandparents wouldn't let me. So I am telling you, 90% of Trinidadians they are racist. And I'm giving you facts. And sorry, you wouldn't let me give me the time. But good Trinidadians is racist to the max. And no boat, no captain, no crew shouldn't allow, no DJ band, but I'm not a carnival person, I ain't go to carnival and stuff, shouldn't allow to come here from anywhere, whether Trinidad, wherever, to come and take over Grenada Festival. And this same boat, they coming back again, they painting, the same crew coming back again, and the same thing happening. But he has to take shame on Grenadians.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. You know, Gary, something we have to take a little notice of. I don't think we should blame all Trinidadians for what has happened. That way I take exception to a lot of the callers. I know you can't blame all Trinidadians for that. I mean, I still see it as an isolated incident. I understand.
Let me tell all this something. When I go in Trinidad, and people realize I'm from Grenada, I just get enough props. Let me tell you something, enough props. I remember one time we were in Trinidad, I went, how to call him, singing song from Carriacou about Horn.
Skinny Banton.
And we passing through and we have a Grenadian t-shirt and thing, and a man across the other street, he realized we Grenadians and we had a t-shirt and thing. Man, he turned up the volume so much so we could make sure we hear him playing Skinny Banton song. No, man, we get enough. These folks are in the extreme minority.
Let me take a call.
We don't want to encourage xenophobic. We don't want to encourage xenophobic behavior here on the airways, okay?
All right. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Good morning, and how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. Nice you is. And I must get straight to the point. Why are you afraid, people? Trinidad don't like Grenadians. From morning, I know that. That's why I don't want a Trinidadian man. None whatsoever. Quote, I'm speaking from New York. Trinidadians don't like Grenadians. They will try to conquer and put them down anyhow. Stop this hypocrisy on this damn phone all they have done, this program all they have done. Come and speak.
All right, Cole. Let's move on. Yeah, you're good over beyond. It's not about being a hypocrite. I don't think we're being a hypocrite. I certainly don't think that. We're just saying you can't blame all Trinidadians. They're probably isolated into the way the situation has happened.
Listen, I contend that when it comes to nationalistic pride, Trinidad, they are far more they have more pride than us as Grenadians. Hence the reason why
I don't agree with you though.
Here is the reason why a Grenadian can't go in Trinidad and throw a fit. Here is the reason why they when they come to another person's island, you know, they have certain level of confidence. Because we overwhelcome them, so they feel.
There's a level that we awarded to them. They will feel that way. Let's take another caller because we only have another minute on the show.
This show too short,
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
morning.
Good morning. Go right ahead with your contribution and make it short, please. We only have about another minute left on the show.
Okay. They had the cruise out on the sea, and this happened to our boy. Suppose it was out in the, maybe in the ocean away, and this thing take place, and they throw him out from the sea. Do you know that he would have him drunk before we know?
Well, we cannot assume.
God forbid. And
they throw him out from the thing. That's how we hear.
God forbid.
Why they have to throw him out? If it was in the open sea and they was cruising around, and that thing take place and they throw him out, what would have happened?
I know. Anyway, caller, we want to thank you for your contribution, but we gotta cut it short.
Of all my times I traveled,
we only have like 30 seconds left.
Of all the times I've traveled to Trinidad, I've felt incredibly welcome. I've been treated with a lot of respect.
I have been there numerous times too, Gary, and I've never felt
all the things that I've
welcome,
said, which I continue to believe is true, because they're very nationalistic. All right, despite of everything that is happening in Trinidad, you know, we cannot paint this incident with a broad brush. This is not all of it.
I understand, but you know, we cannot blame them all for what happened. Gary, it's time for us to take a wrap. BBC News is next. So we want to thank all those who participated. What a great week it was. Join us again next week for another edition of Good Morning Grenada. Gary, any final wrap before we move on?
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for being with us, and thanks for your calls. Thanks for your comments. I know sometimes it feels a little bit frustrating that we cannot, talk at greater lengths because, of course, we have to respect time and our commitment to our sponsors. But thanks a lot, guys, and catch me over here on Hot 98 GT. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, let me say goodbye for Good Morning Grenada. BBC News is next year on K105.